flat against the doors. What is that? Hello everybody. Today we're going to be playing Lift Your Spirits. This game does have some flashing lights, so there's an epilepsy warning. But, let's play it. Alone on a Friday night, and I'm spending it here. My fingers were sluggish as they typed out the last bit of conclusion needed to finish off my paper. I didn't even bother spell checking the rest, my hand dragging the cursor across to close the document. Alright, time to submit it. I typed out my regards to Mr. Holtman. Kindly find the attached file of assignment, your student. Angelic. Stifling a yawn, I turned on my phone to check the time. 2:53 a.m. The universal experience of losing sleep and gaining eye bags as a college student came to grace me in his hold once again, as it seems. At least it's the weekend. It's the weekend. Turning off the computer, it suddenly hit me how quiet it was without my fingers tapping away at the keyboard. Everyone else had left. Campus was open 24/7, but who else was dumb enough to push their luck in submitting their assignment this late? I considered myself lucky Mr. Holtman gave me the extended deadline, otherwise I'd be screwed. Still, there were also the rumors, disembodied voices echoing throughout empty rooms, heavy footsteps shuffling down the halls. Those were the lucky, claimed to see a black silhouette skulking around the vending machine at the end of the corridor, staring at them. I wasn't the superstitious type, but I had to admit the eerie silence of being the only person here gave me the creeps. I wasn't recalling all the gossip spread around the student body when a sound made me perk up. What the fuck was that door? I glanced behind me over the monitors to see if someone had come in. Did somebody just come in here? Nobody. I ignored the goosebumps rising on my arms as I gathered up my items into my bag. Superstitious or no, I've done what I came here for. Time to go. I shambled to the elevators and tapped the button. It rumbled to life, slowly making its way up to my floor. Just a couple more minutes and I'm out of here, I assured myself. I don't know why, but I found myself constantly checking behind me as if expecting someone there. Yet it's always empty every time I look. I tapped the button some more. Nothing. Nothing but silence. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up, as if I was being watched. What is going on? I clenched my fists, ignoring how sweaty they felt in my pockets. Oh no. What is going... Leave me alone! Is there someone behind me? Oh my god. Scared the shit out of me. I jumped. The door slid open as I released the breath I didn't realize I was holding. Didn't even consider looking back as I stepped inside, refusing to turn around until the doors closed. The chipper background music they played calmed me down somewhat. I'm almost in disbelief they were still playing it at this hour. Almost. I pressed a button for the ground floor, the elevator moving with a small jolt. With nothing to do but wait, I stared as the numbers slowly descended. The lull of the elevator was starting to make me sleepy. Don't fall asleep, dude. I thought of the things I could do once I got home, just to distract myself for the rest of the ride. A shower for sure. Microwave dinner probably. What the fuck is going on? I blinked up at the flickering lights. Oh no. The elevator shuddered as it came to an abrupt halt. The music cut out. I tried the button for the ground floor, then the rest. Unresponsive. Pushing the intercom button gave nothing but static. What is going on? Hello? I say out loud. No No, this can't be happening. Talking a moment to compose myself, I called out, "Is anyone there? I'm stuck in here. Help!" I started slamming the doors as panic took hold. There had to be someone out there. "Help! Please, I'm in here!" I didn't stop for a good minute, getting more and more desperate as tears welled up in my eyes. Why? Why now? Why me? I knocked my forehead against the door in a slump, ready to curl up and cry. This sucks. I was about to turn before I felt a chill run up my spine. Oh no. The air felt heavy. Is this claustrophobia setting in? Well, I am claustrophobic, so, this makes complete sense to me. I didn't think I had a fear of closed spaces. I also hate elevators, by the way. Unless there was a raspy moan from behind me. I turned my head and screamed. What is that? Across me was a glowing blotch of darkness, an oozing mass that seemed to melt through the walls. Oh no. I scrambled away, my back flat against the doors. What is that? A hand emerged from the writhing form, grasping at the edges. Foul-smelling black ichor dripped from its fingers. Another hand. Another arm followed suit, clinging to the other side. I couldn't look away. It's coming out. I couldn't find my voice to scream. A face took shape. A pair of hollow eyes and a manic grin with several teeth. It seemed to smile directly at me. It's gonna fucking eat me, dude. What the fuck? I blacked out. Wake up. Hey. I heard a voice, panicked and flustered from above me. What the fuck? A person was looming over me, visibly worried as I blinked back to consciousness. You're alive. I couldn't really check for a pulse, so... Anyway, are you alright? I think so. I'm glad. Didn't mean to scare you back there. I realized I was still in the elevator, but now with a stranger twiddling their thumbs in front of me. What? They were taller than me, looming a few good inches past my head. What is going on? Does this just turn into a romance game? Their limbs looked even more awkward in the baggy sweater they had. I wasn't sure if they forgot to wash away their makeup, or if they just haven't slept for 3 days straight. Possibly both. I mean, you are at college, so, nobody's getting any sleep. I realized they were staring at me as well. Their eyes focused on me a little too long, as if they'd forgotten how to blink. So... I suddenly remembered the last thing I saw, that creepy shadow from the walls. But before you were there, before you were here, there was something crawling out of the walls. I know it sounds insane, but I swear, it looked straight out of a horror movie. The stranger looked nervous. Crap, they think I'm nuts. Don't look at me like that. It's you. You're the monster. You're definitely the monster. No, I believe you, for sure. You saw it too? Well, sort of. Sorry. I was really trying to be sneaky. That must have been uncomfortable to watch, huh? Come again? What are you saying? Well, I heard you yelling for help and I couldn't just leave you alone. So, I did the next best thing I could. Are you saying that was you? Yes, in a way. I knew it was her. There's really no easy way to say this. Not alive. Not the way you are. Did they mean... You mean like a ghost? The stranger lit up appreciatively. Basically, you must have heard the rumors, right? Well, it's me. In the flesh. Well, sans the flesh. I'm gonna stick my hand through them. My hand shot out before I could think twice. What? The tips of my fingers instantly felt airy and ice cold, like touching something solid yet not. Stranger yelped and backed away. Hey, you just go around sticking your fingers into people you just met? I mean, some people do that. Sorry, I thought you were messing with me. Stranger was having none of it. Oh, why do I even bother? If you sit tight and don't do anything stupid, they'll come find you in the morning. They shifted into a familiar black, shapeless entity, melting into a puddle and disappearing through the floor. Exactly the same way they had entered. I found myself alone for the next 7 hours. The workers found me half dozing in the corner the next morning. I stayed late most nights on the campus to see if the stranger would show up, but it seems they're ignoring me on purpose. I never saw them again. Bad end 1. Rude awakening. Okay. We're back to the other option. So I'm gonna say I believe them. I feel like this isn't the worst situation to be meeting a ghost for the first time. The stranger gave a sigh of relief. Thank you for trusting me. I'd ask for your name, but I already know that it's Angelic. How did you... I've been watching you for a while. Excuse me? Tonight, I've been watching you for a while. Tonight. It's not safe to be alone this late. I would know. Before I could ask it further, they straightened? Before I could ask further, they straightened. Anyways, I stuck around to see you write your paper. I don't necessarily agree with your hypothesis, but interesting nevertheless. Thanks, I think. He gave a shy smile. No problem. This wasn't the way I expected my night to go, but I guess the sooner I accepted it, the better. I should probably ask for their name instead of calling them stranger. You know my name, but what's yours? Oh. They looked away, fingers picking at their sleeves. I don't remember. I knew who I was and what I did when I was alive, but not my name. Strange, isn't it? Have you ever thought of picking one for yourself? Their eyes widened as if the thought never occurred to them. I never needed a name, but if I were to have one, I've always liked the way Alma sounds. It's perfect. Their smile widened. Thank you, Angelic. Alma went back to twiddling their fingers. We stood in silence for a while, gauging on what to say next. Kept glancing back at their hands, wonder if they'd feel as solid as they look. They knew I was staring, but didn't seem to mind, waiting patiently in front of me. My thoughts were running wild from sleep deprivation and shock to actually form words past our introductions, to be honest. They started humming softly, as if to fill the silence. That's when it hit me. For a ghost, they could easily be a student just like me. I have to ask, how did you, Alma had a knowing look in their eyes. Oh man, it's honestly kind of embarrassing. Insist? Despite having no blood flowing through their veins, their cheeks seemed to darken. We don't have to get into it. But I really want to know, please. They hesitated before nodding. Promise you won't make fun of me? Promise. Okay. So, I was staying late working on an assignment, just like you. No one was around. Even back then, I was known as a loser for most of the time. It didn't even bother me. While I was working, I got thirsty, no big deal. So I headed over to the vending machine for a drink. They paused, hands shaking. They clasped at their wrists and twisted before continuing. Just a soda. Just a soda. Not too much to ask for, right? I paid for the damn thing, but somehow my hand got stuck in the dispenser. So I pulled and, well, they struggled a bit before I waved for them to continue. It fell. I felt my whole body being crushed under the weight. Couldn't even cry out for help. And the whole time my hand was still stuck on that thing. Not that I could have even tell. I think my wrist was beyond saving at that point. They sunk into themselves. I died trying to get some cheap soda. How pathetic is that? It's not. I'm sorry that happened to you. I put my hand over theirs, passed right through, giving an ice-cold chill at my fingertips, but Alma seemed to appreciate it nevertheless. They looked up at me, their nervous hands finally coming to a stop. I've never told anyone about this before. I didn't think it would feel this freeing. Thank you. You know, I think you're a really great person. I want to help you get out of here. I tilted my head. How are you going to do that? I could try some things, that is, if you trust me. I will trust Alma. They clapped their hands excitedly. Oh no. What is gonna happen now? Okay, here we go. You might want to hold on to something. Before I could ask further, the elevator began to drop. My heart plunged into my throat as my weight shifted upwards. Alma? Hang on, let me focus. Buttons for each floor flashed beside me. I closed my eyes shut and decided to trust them. It felt like a roller coaster heading straight to the ground. The air whizzed around me. I grit my teeth and clenched my hands, knuckles probably white if I bothered to look. And just like that, it stopped. I yelped as the elevator jolted and landed on my ass with a smack. I blinked my eyes open to see Alma clapping excitedly. They looked over to see me on the floor and gestured towards the doors. They creaked open as if manually pulled apart by an unseen force. My jaw dropped as I realized they really did bring me to the ground floor. You really did it. I did it. I never got to do that before. I couldn't believe my eyes. I stood and threw my arms around Alma, only to completely pass through them. They yelped and backed away to the wall. Give a signal before you do that. I don't appreciate feeling hands inside of me. It's gross. Sorry. I gathered myself and stepped through the doors, Alma following suit. Sure enough, the lobby was empty. A clock on the wall indicating that it was closed at 4 a.m. now. Well, I guess this is it. I turned to see them trying hard not to reach for their hands, fingers twitching to intertwine with one another. It all happened so fast. It sunk in that now I could leave and go home right now if I wanted to. Alma, thank you. I appreciate it. They nod understandingly. I stood there for a moment as they looked at me, before averting their eyes. They were waiting for me to leave. I grasped at my phone inside my pocket, mustering the courage to ask what I was about to ask. Would you ever want to hang out again? They did a double take. Huh? Would you like to hang out with me? Yes. But what? Why would you want to? Why wouldn't I? I like you. Once again, their cheeks darkened despite being them. I like you too. Yeah, I'd love to hang out with you again. Great. Preferably when I'm, not stuck and helpless in an elevator. My heart skipped a beat as they laughed lightly. Preferably, of course. I'll see you next week. Yes, don't worry about a time or place. I can always find you. Wherever you are in the building. Kind of unsettling, but okay. Stay safe. I waved and headed toward the entrance, pulling my phone out to call for a driver from one of my apps. When I turned to look back, Alma was already gone. Good end too. Friends for life, or more. Okay. Alright, well let's try for one of the bad endings. Kinda sounded like you deserved it. Alma's eyes shrunk into thin slits. Why you're so mean to me. Why are you so mean to me? The lights dimmed, a fuzzy static rising in the air. A heavy weight settled into my chest as Alma stared me down. Their height only made me shrink further. I've done nothing but be nice to you. All I wanted to do was help, and yet everything went dark. I stepped back and as rasping noises came from in front of me. Sounds of scuffling and bones snapping. My back hit the wall. It was cold, colder than anything I've ever felt. It hurt to breathe as I waited in the dark for something to happen. But, hello? What the fuck is that? The emergency lights turned on. What the fuck am I looking at? Alma no longer looked human. Multiple eyes writhed across their form, tiny slits with red pupils judging me. Mouths cackled and taunted, whispering, "You deserve this, you deserve this, you deserve this." But wait. My feet buckled as the elevator began to drop, free-falling as gravity's pull took over. The buttons began to light up one by one as we fell by each floor, faster and faster as it gained speed. Scraping of metal was loud in my ears. I dropped to my knees, begging for it to stop. And stop it did. Splat. Add end to You Deserved It. If you like that, and you want to play the game for yourself, it'll be on itch.io, and there'll be a link in the description below. If you like that, consider subscribing and watching some of my other content, and I'll see you in the next one.